it's been years. It's been 87 years. No, it's been about like I don't know, 2 months, right?
That's 87 gamer years.
Mhm.
That's I mean, in technology
Yeah.
terms, that's forever. It's mostly my fault. Hi, I'm Mr. Michael Pinto, and I am one of the hosts of the JoyPad podcast, the one who does the most canceling, I would think. That's a thing of the past now, I would hope.
You're a
It's
new
a thing of
man.
the past.
Yeah, things have changed. We could see Megan's face again. How long has it been? We can't see Fleming's
Sucks for you
face.
guys.
Tom is now
For
back
now.
in the Eastern time zone.
Joyzy.
Man, things have changed. So I
Yeah, this,
really
this is a complete paradigm shift.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna come out and say it. There's gonna be like no topic because we're mostly just gonna be catching up on what we've been doing for the past 2 months. So I am drinking some Polar Orange Dry. It's like the better version of orange soda, I think, and
Bold
also
claim.
also
It is
water.
good shit.
And I'm not going to talk about what I've been playing because we'll get into that later. But let's go clockwise in my order. Fleming, we can't see you.
No, we can't.
How are you doing? What are you drinking? What have you been playing, etc.?
Okay. Well, I'm doing okay. I have a lemon LaCroix, as well as some regular old water. I considered having coffee, but I really
No.
didn't want to be up till 3 in the morning like I was last night. I did get a short nap, so that's good. My nap was very nice after work today, so that was good. What have I been doing? Oh my goodness, I went to Alaska. That was fun. I got to see animals. I've had to work and try to hire people, and that's been very difficult. Um, and in terms of games, I've been playing, two predominant ones. So we all collectively were playing Raft. We didn't get to the new stuff yet, but I thought I'd share that. I've also played Raft on my own because it's a game that involves, for me at this point, very little interaction. So I just do other things while I have it up. It's definitely more enjoyable than like Hearts of Iron, which I played hours and hours in the same kind of fashion. I've also come up with ideas. So like Raft, once the game's over, it's kind of over and there's nothing to do. But I'm making my ship into like other types of games I can like recreate on my ship. I don't want to spoil any, but I have a couple of different game ideas that I thought would be fun. So I've been working on like the rooms necessary for these, so you guys can check them out when you're feeling bored and want to see what I did in my own spare time. Um, and what else have I been playing? Oh, I've also played a lot of Age of Empires 2 recently. There was a tournament that was going on that I started watching, and that put me down the Age of Empires 2 train. So I started playing Age of Empires 2 again as well, it's such an interesting game. Like, to make it simple, it's like it's not as fast paced as StarCraft, but it's also as fast paced as StarCraft. And like, there's there's certain like things in the game that like I've never dealt with in like a game like StarCraft, RTS. Whereas like in that game, if you lose a drone, for example, you are so behind. It's very similar in Age of Empires 2. If you lose a villager, you are pretty significantly behind right away. Um, so there's a map called Black Forest. It's a very heavy driven macro map. I snuck a villager in, and then in the second age made a stable and made a couple horsemen and just kept abusing this poor person. And like, even though he didn't really lose many villagers, I just was so far ahead because I killed like four and he had to keep running into his town center and stuff. So
It's a big macro game.
it is. It's a big
Yeah.
macro game, and it's a very unforgiving game when it comes to economy, especially that early on. And like I said, losing a villager just kills your economy in
Well,
the early game. So
you got to be careful because that's a gateway drug, and that gateway goes straight to war selection. So
well, so when I started playing Age of Empires 2, I actually did look at war selection and thought, do I want to play this? And I decided
Yes,
not to. I
but
pulled away. Here's the thing. I pulled away and I was like, no, they are like 2 hour long games. You know, every single time the game is a little clunky, but you know what? Age of Empires 2 is all these things as well, especially in a team game. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna play War Selection on my own, but when I find friends who are like, yeah, let's do it, I'm gonna jump right in. So friends
Well,
don't let friends play War Selection alone, but they definitely do it together.
Here's what's gonna happen because I live nearby now and I have computers. We'll get to a point where I just set the computers up and we all play War Selection in the same room.
Oh,
War Selection
We'll go at
LAN
it LAN party
party?
Oh
a
yeah.
War
Oh
Selection.
man, we'll play
Oh,
one game and then we'll be like, God, I'm tired because we're all old. I don't want to go to sleep.
Never again.
Well, we have to get like Taco Bell at the same time or something, though.
It's true. It's
We
true.
can get it
Tom,
before
how many
War-
bathrooms are in your house?
Um, enough.
Okay.
4.
Wow. So yeah, I think that would be a fun thing. So that's the two games I've been playing. It's been difficult. I had got sick. You know, I've been up and around, and work's been ass, for lack of a better description. So it's just been up and down. I'm super happy the podcast is back, though. I just thought I should share that. I'm sure everybody has their own feelings too. But I'm super happy it's back. You know, there was a big gap there because of all the kinds of things that were happening. And it's just nice to kind of get back with the friends and all the people that listen and like our posts on Facebook, you know, JoyPad Pod. And so just
especially
really
the people who hate our posts on Facebook.
yeah.
You're my
I
Facebook.
want an Instagram. We have not had one. I'm waiting for the what the fuck was Fleming talking about that episode?
I'll
Something
leave one
like
for
that.
you.
Pretty please. That'd be wonderful. Anyway, okay, so it sounded like we were going like Hollywood Squares. And I think
Where's Whoopi?
so Megan's next to me and Tom's below me. So I'm gonna go with Megan, especially
Cool.
because now you have a new camera.
I do.
And that's so exciting. So, how are you doing? What have you been playing? What's life like for you? What are you drinking? That's another thing we ask.
Yeah.
All those things. Tell us about you.
I'm doing okay. I've been super busy with work, still kind of settling into the new job because things change all of the time. But that's okay. I like it. I like to mix things up. As far as my beverage of choice tonight, I'm enjoying some unsweetened tea. So, you know, I don't want to disappoint anyone and get too wild.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Exactly.
That tea.
Gotta double down. As far as games, man, I felt like I played Elden Ring forever. I finally beat Elden Ring within that time that we were on hiatus. So I'm super proud of myself. I got really angry at the end, quite a bit. So there was that, you know, good old Bloodborne rage.
Megan, I have a question for
yeah.
you about Elden Ring. Is there a lot of replayability in Elden Ring?
Yes.
Interesting. I forget who I was watching. It was it was one of my YouTube, you know, rabbit holes, but I feel like I heard something that about Elden Ring losing like 90% of its concurrent players in the past like week or two. So I was just kind of curious if there was replayability. I personally haven't played it, but
yeah.
It's probably just people moving on would be my guess, because it's been out for a while. They've beat it. They're trying something different.
I think in the sense of if you're really into making crazy builds for characters, definitely there's a lot of replayability. They also give you like the new game plus mode where you can restart with your character at levels and skills that you had when you ended the game, and you actually get to keep all of the equipment and gear that you find. So like they have talismans and things like that you find in the game that give you different buffs and different powers, and you get to keep all of it. And you can also find it again as you're traveling the world again in the new game plus. But it's way easier to go throughout the world at that point. But you can also start fresh with something brand new from zero. I don't know that I would play it again. I did jump into New Game Plus just to see what it was like and to fight like the first main boss and just smile when it was super easy to defeat him. So it gets rid of that frustration. But I did discover a lot of the secrets in my first playthrough. If you kind of went like, it's easy to miss a lot. It's easy to miss a lot of the side quests. It's easy to miss a lot of the stuff to get different endings in the game, because I think there are 6 different endings I read. So it's super easy to pass things up and not continue a quest. And some of the quests were broken when I started it, but they fixed them. I just don't know that I would do it again because I kind of got everything out of it that I wanted to. But I would recommend it, especially if it goes on sale. I would recommend getting it. I would even get it at full price. Like, I think I logged, what did I tell you, Pinto? Like 100 and at one point I think I was at like 120 hours.
I think you might have ended up at like 180.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. I something like 180 hours I played the game. So I did get a lot out of it. After the initial grind, the FPM is pretty high.
Nice.
So if you're just getting into the series, I would say definitely jump on it, play it, experience it. I don't know that I'll go back and play any of the Souls games or Bloodborne. I think this was definitely a neat spin on what they do, and I hope they do more games like this. Yeah, so I finished that. I decided to start Death Stranding again because I'm on Megan's big quest to finish games. So I'm slowly working through that, and then I picked up Cult of the Lamb at your recommendation last night, and I really like it. I won't go too much into it. If that's what you want to talk about, I'll converse with you about it. But I find it really fun. So that's about it for me. I guess last but not least, I'll throw it to you, Tom. How are you? What are you drinking? What are you playing? Look at the new room. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, it's meet the new room, same as the old room. I am drinking a little coffee, despite Fleming's advice. Having some water. I just finished a little Ben and Jerry's ice cream topped whiskey biz. It's okay. I wouldn't solidly recommend it. We moved to New Jersey about the end of June, start of July. So it was about a 2-week process. And then we had another week of continuing to unpack. And there's still some stuff to unpack, but we're mostly settled in now, being that it's the middle of August. You would hope so. And then, dealing with house troubles. We had a water heater that broke and was leaking. Got that fixed by a plumber who happened to have 2 family members die and a granddaughter go into hospital and get diagnosed with leukemia all within 2 days.
Jesus.
You ask whether or not that actually happened. I don't know.
I hope not.
Yeah, same. I kind of just mentioned it to everyone as, did I really just meet the most unfortunate man in America? I really don't know. But that was a thing. And yeah, but aside from that, we love the area. We're very happy here. And we're a lot closer to everyone on the podcast, as well as family and other friends. So it's very nice. I have been playing a good amount of games. I will say there have been quite a bit since the last time we were on the podcast. I picked up 2 Switch titles that I played some of, and I haven't. One, I would guess I would say I've beaten. I got the new Mario Strikers game, which is
Just
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I've been hearing. Is everyone was super hyped for it, and then they were like, I mean, yeah, but no, but yeah.
Like, I feel like they could have put more effort into it. Like, it's like the tournament mode even is just like, well, here's another setup of the same 8 characters reconfigured in a different way. And it's like, but I beat them before, and it's not any harder, easier, or different now. So I played it maybe for like a couple hours, and I was like, well, this is good, and maybe I'll play against friends at some point. I don't know. And I got Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. which I am a big fan of. I feel like a lot of like the Dynasty Warriors kind of clone games kind of haven't been great for a while. And they all repeat the same kind of formula where you just kind of go into battle and hack and slash until you win, and it's not that hard to do that. But this game has all of the characters I loved from Three Fates, I think is the other one. No, Three Houses, sorry. And it reconfigures the story in a new and interesting way, and everything's just different, but there's a lot of character and story focus. The battle plans are interesting. The map is interesting. Everything that you do in terms of class and weapon and level up and stuff like that is true to like the Fire Emblem way of doing things. So it's a very faithful kind of like adaptation of Fire Emblem into an action game. And it's a lot of fun. Like I didn't think you would really like do that well having bow or like flying mounted units or anything like that in a Dynasty Warriors kind of game. And they managed to do a good job with it. They have unique niches. Even magic is an option. Like you can have a caster that just flings magic at people. And it works out pretty well. So I would heartily recommend it. I'm maybe like 20 hours in. It's what I was playing on a TV while I was waiting for my cable installer to show up, and I had no internet. So it was cool. It was great. I was glad I had it. And then, as Megan mentioned, just this past Saturday or Sunday, I picked up Cult of the Lamb, which is super fun. We can maybe talk about that more as we progress, but the art style is very kind of like 2D, 3D, like Cuphead, Paper Mario kind of thing, which is great. Like they did a fantastic job with it. And it has great action mechanics as well as Stardewy follower management farm kind of management thing. I don't know if farm's the right word.
It's yeah.
I just got the ability to sacrifice people. I haven't done it yet, but it's cool. I beat like the first of there's like 4 bosses so far that I'm aware of. So
Yeah.
I beat the first one.
I just got through the first one last night.
Nice. So we're about the same level.
Mm-hmm. I think, is it doctrines that you can get? I picked up a doctrine that allows me, if someone dies within the cult, it's like -5 to faith as opposed to like -20. So like they're not as worried about it.
Yeah. They're like, well, death happens. It's cool. I got the one that lets you like, I'm sorry, this was a ritual. I got like the ritual of feasting where you can just like use faith to throw a feast. I think you need like 75 bones to do it or something.
Nice.
But everyone gets fed and they have a good time, stuff like that.
That's
so
cool.
It's very interesting. I look forward to playing it more. But it's kind of cool how you just go into like kind of, I don't know if it's like how randomized the dungeons are, but you get to like pick your pathway through a bunch of different options, and you get different weapons at the beginning, middle, and end, and different buffs and tarot cards as you go. So it's nicely designed. Someone did their homework and they did a great job with it.
Agreed.
So on top of that, I have been playing a little bit of Madden, but I also picked up Sunhaven. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one.
I've heard of it. It's like a Stardew kind of wizard deal.
Yeah, I think of it as like Magic Stardew. So you have a farm, you go into town, do quests for villagers, buy seeds, get pets and barn animals and everything. But you also have, your mines and your weapons. But very early on, you get brought before a big old dragon who's like the overseer of the town. He's like, oh, sup, you're a mage. Here, have fireball. And then you can fling fireballs at things, which is cool.
Nice.
And as you go on, you have not only the town that you're a part of, but there's a monster town and an elf town, and you can have a farm in both of those areas too.
Ooh.
I'm not a huge fan of the elf town. I think it's a little hokey, but you can tell work was put into it. But the monster town is super cool. Like there's a bunch of just like, if you took monsters and make them like citizens of a town, like there's a big guy named Slobert, and he's just a blob of slime.
Slobert?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. And you have to get him his allergy medication, stuff like that.
Aw.
And they run on like a carnival ticket system. So like instead of using your coins from the main area, you have to get the currencies of the different areas.
Okay.
So you get tickets in the Monster Town, and then there's also a carnival where you can spend the currency tickets to get like gift tickets and buy stuff like a giant bat mount that you can fly around on.
Ooh.
So it's pretty cool, and it kind of goes at its own pace. It's a little bit slower than Stardew. There's no seasons.
Okay.
I kind of wish there were. It's still in progress, so
Maybe it'll
it
change.
seems like they're adding more events and characters and stuff. But I liked it. I think it's worth playing. It's one of those games where you'll end up playing it for like way too long, and you'll be like, "What time is it?" But it's nice. So.
Cool.
There might be other games I've played. I'll think of them as we go. But Pintle, I'll throw it back to you because you started without saying what you've been playing. So maybe you can catch us up a little bit on that, and we can continue to converse.
Well, I don't know if I mentioned it beforehand, but I quit my job, and
Hey,
I'm
the
like,
American dream.
I'm currently stressed about like not having a job, but I'm less stressed than I was when I was working. So
Yep.
Well, that's good.
yeah,
We could tell.
that's definitely a thing. And then, the reason we took like the last month off is I had family visiting, and then I was like, you know what? I don't have a job right now. I'm just gonna go back to Tennessee for like 2 weeks. So I did that, and yeah, now I'm home. Here's the fun part of all that, though. If you had to guess what game I've been playing, what would you guess?
Stardew Valley.
Stardew.
Hell yeah! Because I have entered the world of Stardew mods, my friends.
Ooh.
And Stardew Valley Expanded really expands Stardew Valley. They add
Really?
like over 100 new scenes, like 6 new characters, 4 of whom are marryable, and it just like expands everything. And
Are they cute?
yeah, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
One of them's kind of weird because like one of them's like I guess supposed to be the MILF character. So you can
Okay.
like go after her, but then you can also go after her son, which is really awkward.
Interesting.
I haven't gotten far enough because I'm doing that thing that I do where I play Starcraft where I'm a whore and I woo all the characters and then I decide who I want to marry.
That's my favorite part of StarCraft.
Starcraft?
You said StarCraft.
You did
Well,
say StarCraft.
I'm also a
I was
whore in
confused.
Starcraft.
I was really confused.
I was going with it.
Hey,
I was like,
that's fine, guys.
I was trying to be like Kerrigan.
Kerrigan and Nova and Jim can get it. Jim can get it. Only with hair though. Sorry, I don't like bald Jim.
You don't like hairless Jimmy?
Oh, I liked bald Jim more than hair Jim.
Eh.
Jimmy
I mean, it's
can't help it that he's going bald.
No, it's the
Aw.
It's the opposite. Yeah,
Poor
weirdly
Jimmy.
enough, he was bald in Brood War, and then when StarCraft 2 came out, he had hair. He got the Just for Men treatment.
he looks.
Just for men.
His hair to me reminds me of like Norman Reedus kind of hair.
That kind of greasy.
Yeah, that kind
Oh.
of looking hair, and it just, I don't know. Anyway, sorry,
Were
you
they-
didn't mean StarCraft. We're on tangent.
Guys, can I just mention? Okay, there. I think it is. You mentioned this, and I'm immediately like, "Ooh, I'm gonna jump into like my Steam and download this while he's talking about it because this sounds like a cool mod that I'm gonna want to play."
Mhm.
Why is it so fucking hard to find the damn workshop page in Steam for
Oh
the game?
no,
that
don't do that. Go to nexusmods.com. It's way easier.
Is it? All right.
Yeah, do that. I'm working with about like 30 mods right now. Most of them are just quality of life things because, I've played the game 8 zillion times, so like being able to speed things up is very nice. Beyond that, I bought a bunch of games. I was like, oh, I'm going to Tennessee. I'll play my Switch a whole lot, and haven't touched them. I still
Not
have.
with a child.
Yeah, I actually played a lot of Mario Kart with my niece, but she's only 5, so like, I had that dilemma where I was like, she's
No mercy.
5. Do I let
you
her
smashed
win?
her, right?
Yeah, I
No
did.
mercy.
I did. She didn't care. She had fun anyway. She doesn't care about winning. She just wants to play. So
she has to beat my wife. She wants to win all the time.
Yeah. No, my niece was like, I'd pass the finish line. She'd be like, "Yay, you won!"
Aw.
And then she'd pass the
Aw.
finish line. I'd be like, "Yay, you won!" So
That's so sweet.
I
Yeah.
love it.
it was all good.
Kids have a kind heart.
They do. We're savage adults. We don't. Yeah, like I bought Animal Crossing and I haven't even installed it. I have Breath of the Wild and I still haven't touched it. So like, you know. But also taking a break and not having access to my desktop, I was getting kind of burned out on doing the screenshot Let's Plays. But now I'm back at it again, Daniel. Damn.
Like that, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. So I'm not finishing up Chrono Cross. I'd say I'm like 60% done with Chrono Cross at this point. But, man. So, I think most of us here, Megan, maybe not you so much. We've all played a lot of Squaresoft games, right? Your Final Fantasies, your Chrono Triggers, whatever. Do they all just have a point where shit just starts going crazy and you're like, what's happening? Because it, like, I also played Final Fantasy VIII, and listen, I know we all have strong feelings on the twist in Final Fantasy VIII, but like,
No comment.
Yeah, it happens in Chrono Cross too, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, they just dump a bunch of plot on you, and you're like, none of this was indicated at any point in like the first half of this game, and now all of a sudden there's time travel and you're ending the world, and maybe that's just all JRPGs.
Yeah, it's Japan.
Yeah, I think that they can stick to a story, but they feel like they need to make them bigger and bigger stories. So
It's the Dragon Ball Z effect.
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
First you beat Frieza, then you fight Super Frieza, then you fight Cell, then you fight Boo, then Goku fights God now, and then there's something above God. I don't get it, but it's Japan. There, I just explained it.
Yeah, no, I think that's just like all Japanese media. You're right. It's like, it's always like plucky teenager and friends. One of them's upset. One of them's ditzy. One of them's dumb. And they're gonna save the world. But you don't know it yet. They're gonna start off by like rescuing a cat. And then like saving a town. But by the end, they're saving the world. Or
Cat
the
is your
universe.
mother.
Yo-yo and psychic powers, and we're gonna call it Earthbound.
At least Earthbound was like self-aware.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Earthbound's. I've never I've played Earthbound here and there, but I've never actually gotten that far in Earthbound, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, Earthbound is like super self-aware.
Oh yeah.
That's part of why it's like a cult classic, because the advertising when the game actually came out was like, this game stinks, don't buy this game, and people were like, alright, I guess I'm just not going to buy this game. Then nobody bought the game.
Scratch and sniff this smelly piece of thing. Yeah. I just watched a video on that recently, actually, so...
Wasn't it? I haven't played it in a very long time. But Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty, didn't that get like really fucking bonkers towards the end?
I need scissors. 69. Yeah. You get to a certain point and like you find out that the colonel you've been spoiler alert. The colonel you've been talking to the whole time is like a robot simulation thing, and that all of this is a simulation designed to like provide the same nurture effect on Raiden as it did on Snake when he did the Shadow Moses thing. And
I understood some of those words.
Yeah, that's Metal Gear Solid, baby. But yeah, like the kernel simulation breaks and just says weird stuff and is just like, turn the game off.
Yeah.
Why are like stuff like that?
Yep. I blame Kojima for that.
Oh, 110%.
Yeah. Isn't that why he got fired from Konami? Because the last Metal Gear Solid game he made was absolute batshit insane, where you could tell your horse to shit.
Yes, you could indeed tell your horse to shit.
It was batshit. It was also way over budget and way over the timeline. But
Yeah.
it won all sorts of awards, I think. But
It-
they were,
I don't know if any of you guys played it. I played it.
No.
I liked it a lot.
yeah.
The real problem, to be honest, was that the story just disappears for long stretches of time.
Mhm.
Which I don't think was intentional. I think it just happened because they fired Kojima.
Well, I was gonna say that's how I felt about Final Fantasy XII. The story just disappeared for long stretches of time, and then I got to the next part, and I was like, "Who are you? What is happening?"
I think
Where
that's
am
why
I?
I never got that far in Final Fantasy XII, which I did try to replay like a year or two ago for a little bit because Zodiac Age is on PC.
I think that's the
Um,
only one I've never replayed.
It's like not that great.
And that's probably why.
I mean, I like some of the character designs, but I could never like follow the story. I need to try playing 15 again at some point.
You should.
I really like 15.
The car just drives me nuts. That's
Just I was gonna say
Fast
don't
travel.
Yeah, fast travel, don't do side quests, don't get wrapped up in the side quest game if you just want to
Yeah.
experience the story.
I did do that.
Oh.
I fought a couple of I forget what they call them, Titans or something.
Yeah.
Idle ones.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time fishing.
I
love
did
fishing.
do
I
a
love
lot of
fishing
fishing
in any
Fishing's
game,
fun.
man.
Uh-huh.
There's fishing in Sunhaven, man. It's good.
That's
It's
part
good.
that's part of why I don't maybe I should get the super duper super cool edition of Skyrim. They added fishing.
They did, and it's worth it apparently.
Megan, it's August. When's the last
Megan.
time you played Skyrim?
It's August. I was gonna say that's if you beat Elden Ring, your next task.
I do, but I don't want to. I do and I don't.
It was your idea.
It was no, sir. I decided to jump on your coattails when you're like, I'm gonna beat Skyrim this year.
All right, let's roll back the tape. What episode
It's
did
there.
we talk
It's
about?
all there.
Someone scour the tape and let us know.
Skyrim itself isn't hard to beat. Is that all of the side quests?
I get so
Can
wrapped
really-
up in them.
Yeah, they really can distract you. The Brotherhood, for example, is
Yeah.
tens of hours of content on its own, and that's a really fun one.
Mhm.
So I know that, like, for me, beating the game was almost a just like a happenstance, just because I
It
was
just
playing
came
a lot.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even really trying to beat the game almost. I just wanted to do the next like primary campaign story. And it was like, congrats, you are a winner of the game. And I'm like, oh,
Yo,
Oh, winner
can I go
is
do
you.
more side quests? Yeah.
See, that's the thing, man. Because like I'll be playing, I'll be like, all right, I'm on my way to my next quest, but I'll be like, oh, there's a thing I haven't explored over here. Let me go explore this thing, and it's like, now you must go across the map and restore the Shrine of the Silver Monkey and restore
Yep.
balance to, I don't know.
Ding bars, dang bar.
Yeah,
Is that the Legends of the Hidden Temple quest?
yeah, pretty much.
That's where you meet
are a
Olmec
blue
at the end.
barracuda. You will not make it past the Q&A round.
Oh,
Ooh, ouch. The pyramid.
listen, there's always next year.
They tell them the story beforehand. There are no excuses.
And you know what? This is actually an interesting tie-in because the last time I played Skyrim, which as we all know was about 4 months ago, I did find a cave that had a giant stone face in it that apparently did nothing. I was kind of disappointed. I was like, Olmec, speak to me. And I guess it's probably like you're supposed to go back there for another quest, and I just found it
Yeah.
by happenstance. But
It's always a little weird when that happens and it's like not active. You're like, this does something.
yeah,
Come on.
it's not like
You may never find out what it is.
It's not like Meridia's beacon where you pick it up and she's like, now you must do my quest. Are you doing my quest yet? Do my quest.
Do it.
Do the
You
quest.
you sound a lot like who's the character from Amnesty that is Duck's guide.
Ah, yes, Minerva.
Minerva, yes. That's all
Newton.
I'm thinking of right now. Duck Newton.
Guys, I just realized there's another important game that I played that I didn't talk about.
Oh,
Was it Squirrel with a Gun?
please.
No,
That's not out
but-
yet.
Close. Stray.
Oh, I
you
forgot
all
about
played
Stray.
Stray, except for
I
me.
did play Stray.
Doesn't it get
Yeah,
like
played a
weird and
lot.
eldritch horror at the end? That's what I heard. Is that true?
Eldritch horror.
I wouldn't say that far.
No, I don't think so.
Spooky?
It's a little spooky.
Yeah.
It's sad. I was sad.
Yeah.
Well, do cats die? That would make people sad.
No.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
God, no.
The cat does not. The cat does not die. What I have heard is the biggest complaint right now is that the game starts with you with your cat family.
Yeah, you don't get the cats back.
Yeah, and at the end of the game, you leave and you do not rejoin your family when the game ends.
I hate it.
You don't even you don't hear a meow and that or whatever. There's not even a suggestion that you've gotten back to your family, with the exception of one thing that I read online, which is that the game starts with you your cat family by a door, and the door that you leave from is the same exact door and it's the same spot. So that is a promising link to the fact that you got back to where you need to be, but you don't walk out and your family's not there. And I also read that some people have glitched the game and found the models of the cats at the end of the game. So It looks like they changed it because they intended to bring the cat family back or something, and then decide to make it more ambiguous. So that's the biggest complaint I've heard. Spoilers.
As much as I hope to see cat family, I dealt with that, and I'm not offended that they weren't there, because I think that's plenty realistic. And a lot of Stray is you're just this cat basically on your own and helping out the robot people, and I mean there's enough there where it could be ambiguous and the cat goes back and lives amongst the robots. I don't know. Or the robots come up and the cat is just amongst them then. So I'm not offended by that. I mean, it's also possible that there's just random other cats out there too. So I mean, it seems likely based on the beginning of the game. So I don't know. I thought it was a okay ending. It was a good ending. It was sad. That's all.
I think the reason, if I had to guess, they did it the way they did was because the most, at least from my perspective, most stories begin, and especially video game kind of stories, begin with one type of thing. So you want to get, in the case of Stray, you want to get back to your cat family. That's what you're trying to climb back out of the hole you fell into, basically. Mm-hmm. And then the story grows into you and your robot friend are trying to get him his memories back and get out. And then it becomes you're trying to give hope to the robot people as a whole. So them bringing you back to your cat family would have taken away from the opening of the Earth, if you will, of that city, all the light shining down, because there's a lot of cutscenes of light coming into places that you were in previously, or killing the Zerks, the little alien things, or even people that you saw before that then can see the light coming through. So I think that if I had to guess, they didn't want the story to go right back to just a cat with his cat family, which is why
the question of is the cat just a cat at the end, which is what would happen if cat family is there and you meet back up with them, or did the cat grow into something more over the course of the story?
Exactly.
And leaving it ambiguous, like you said, makes it so that you can make up your own damn mind and keep the best of both worlds, kind of.
So all I know is that after I saved the game on the last available cutscene, basically I saved it, and then I opened up the hole in the earth, and then I was like, okay, now time to go out and see my cat family, and then it just the cat turns and then just fade to black, and I'm like, no, where's my friends?
Family.
We can't even get a post-credit scene. That's what I wanted. I just wanted at least a post-credit.
Well, that's what I said. Even if there was a little, because at the beginning of the game, when you're walking around, you're able to meow to your family, and they come over and rub up against you. And I was like, this is so amazing. So it would have been nice if it's just you walk out and then it pops up a press Alt to meow or whatever. They show that again. You press it, and that's the end of the game. It fades to black, and then you just hear a response cry. That would have been, it would have been just enough for me, but they showed none of that, and I don't like cats not being with their families.
Yeah, it's a super minor detail that could go many ways, but overall, very good game. I liked it.
Thanks for making me relive that trauma, sir.
Sorry.
I just
It
know
was
I
a-
made.
It was a
Megan,
really good game, a really good
was.
story.
Megan, did you play it on PS5?
I did.
So you got the benefit of the Purry controller and the
I
meows.
did.
Oh,
And I
it's
made
so
so
it's
many
satisfying.
biscuits.
Oh
You made
yes, me too.
biscuits? Oh.
Me too.
So many sweet buttery
The
biscuits.
All the
only
little
thing
claw-ups.
Yeah.
the only other thing I'd say about Stray, which is fine, I'm used to some games like this, is that the game was very easy. Like I'd never died once.
that-
I just
That makes
I died
sense
a
to
couple
me, though,
times.
given what the game was. Like, I bet a ton of people who don't play video games were like, I need to play this game.
hmm
So,
yeah. That's
That's
probably
kind
true
of their
too.
style, though. Like, who was it? Annapurna that did it. Like,
don't know.
they don't really make super difficult games. They're more about telling the story rather than, which I'm
Yeah.
okay with.
Which
And
I
I'm fine
loved.
with
I
that
was
too.
very happy with that.
Yeah, I'm not like trying to necessarily
yeah.
complain. I'm just saying that if you were looking for a challenging game, that is
It's
not the
not.
game to go.
No.
play.
No,
Not at all.
Not for a challenge. It's just
It did make me want to play like a game like I'm gonna say like a Spider-Man like game where you're jumping up on a rooftops and stuff, because I loved the idea that you were as a cat climbing the city nonstop, like all the time I was pressing space and just jumping higher and higher, and I
Dude,
really liked that.
I've
so.
got a game for you. It's called Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. But
I was gonna say I've got a game for you. It's called Spider-Man Remastered, which is on PC now.
It is.
I actually bought that, Tom. So
Have
It's a lot
you
of
played
fun.
it?
I haven't played it yet, but I know it's a really good game. So
Yeah,
I
it's,
like it.
we played it on PS4. It's good.
I do wish with Stray that there was a free jump action. I don't like being controlled in the sense of like I can only jump here when I see the icon, which you can jump on mostly everything, but it just felt too controlled.
There's no like jump in the middle of the road kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't bother me, but I guess I like having the game on rails and being easy mode. So that's
fair.
me. I got to that one like tower area that's between like mid city and the slums. And I
Like
was
the radio tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess I could do stuff around here, but I'm a cat and I got things to do. And I just went immediately to like the next area, and I was like, okay.
I have paint to walk through.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Always. I'm
Did you
gonna
guys get
knock-
all the music scripts?
No,
No, I
I
didn't.
missed one.
Yeah, I really liked those, and I liked the fact that there was the pillow right next to the guy, so you could just lay
Oh,
down
yeah.
next
Yeah.
to him
Just
and
curl up.
listen
Take a nap.
to the music. So that was really fun.
It was
Yeah.
cute. The one in the safe was funny.
Yeah.
Which one?
There's a safe like not far from the musician, and you have to like go get the
Oh
code
yeah.
up. Yeah,
That took me longer to find than it should have.
right. That's
Yeah.
what same for me.
Yeah. I forgot about another game that I played. I started playing The Quarry.
Oh yeah.
Supermassive's new game.
How is it?
I like it. It's way more like the other games are like your movie experience, but this is way more of a movie experience.
Interesting.
I feel like when you're out and exploring in the world, you don't really get to explore as much as you would have in the other games. But the story's okay. It's a beautiful looking game. But there's a lot going on, and they added a new feature. You've played like some of the Dark Picture Anthology, Tom,
Yeah.
where in the first two games they had a heartbeat deal where you would have to like match your heartbeat with the rhythm. But they have in The Quarry, it's like you hold your breath, so you kind of have to anticipate when it's safe for you to come out
Ugh.
of hiding.
I don't like that.
No, and it doesn't really give you a clear indication of like when it is safe. Like I don't think there are enough cues as far as what, as I smash my mic, as far as what you're seeing and what you're hearing. So that's a little bit frustrating. They did also add a kind of like a a life system where if a character gets killed, they give you 3 attempts to redo a scene or a situation. Yeah, like for me, if someone dies, they die. But like I know, like my fiance is big into trying to do something over again to save a person. Which rather than you having to go back too far, you can use a life and just
like
redo that spot.
I like that if you could make that optional.
It is. I think it is optional.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So they added that. It's kind of campy though, in teaching you new systems that they've added to the game. They have these like fun classic cartoons that are set up as if you're like a camper learning about camp. So they're like cutesy and kind of funny and weird. They're optional as well. But you can
like
kind
Fallout.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what it is. So you can kind of watch them to learn about the new game mechanics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds interesting. It just sounds like it's kind of a departure. So
Yeah.
it's hit or miss, I guess. You guys need to finish House of Ashes. That's all I'm saying.
We have to restart House of Ashes.
Yeah, do it.
We weren't terribly far into it.
Not super far, but they also
How far
aren't
were
super
you?
long games.
You know, we should just pick a
It's
day
not that long.
and do it in person now, Megan, since I have freedom in my schedule for the time being.
Yeah, we could do that.
That's true.
I
You
just have
should.
to figure out the recording situation because Elgato got weird.
Yeah, well, you said you figured out how to do it, like...
I figured out how to stream it,
Well,
but
I'm
I
just saying
didn't figure
in
out
person,
recording.
It should be easier instead of
That's
trying
the
to...
hope.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
We're living the dream. But yeah, I've been waiting to talk to you guys about that game for like months.
That's true. You have, I know.
I think we got to like...
You killed Ashley Tisdale.
Well, we don't know
I
because
don't
we didn't
know. She's
actually
not
see
actually
her
dead.
die.
Oh,
I know
you dropped
she's
her
not
down
actually
the-
dead.
She fell,
Cliff.
yeah.
We did
Whatever,
not see
yeah.
her die. She's not dead. But
Yeah,
the implied killing happened.
Yes.
I think that was where we left off.
Yeah.
And did you choked what's his name? The big Asian
The-
guy that's
the-
a douche, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I did that too.
That was fun because, like, in the game, the guy's like, "Stop it, you're killing him." And Megan's like, "No, it's fine." And I'm watching, I'm like, "No, I'm pretty sure you're killing him, Megan." She's like, "No, you're killing him. I think you're killing him." No, it's fine. It's okay.
I was so unsure because I was just like, does it save him if I keep going, or does it
Right?
kill him more if I keep going?
He didn't
What
get the cool zoom in that showed, like, his character traits, so I was like, "Oh, he's dead. He's a
yeah,
fodder
he's-
character."
He's minor.
Any
Like
character
the
that
woman
does...
that
Yeah. Oh, the woman got, like,
gets
snatched
ripped
away.
into the darkness, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're like, "Oh, yeah, she's dead. Definitely." She didn't have the little zoom in.
she's dead.
Yeah, if we don't learn about them as far as what their characteristics are and how they feel about other characters, then
Yeah.
they can die.
If they don't get their 4 defining features,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. He's
You-
courageous, stubborn, flirty, and also has diarrhea.
You can apparently save that guy. I forget. Merlin or whatever, is that his name?
Something
Oh,
like
really?
that. Merwin.
Uh,
Yeah.
Merwin, yeah.
Merwin, that's it. But yeah, apparently you can save him, but it does have impacts. So
Do I care?
apparently, not really.
Okay.
It actually saved my ass to let him die.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, but you can get other things that are good that happen if you let him live, but you have to do other things differently, and I didn't do them that way. So
The next one should be coming out, I think, in October.
that's the one with the house or the hotel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the H.H. Holmes inspired
That's what it is.
one. I think The Devil Inside or something.
Yeah,
Devil-
my
the
wife
Devil
is
and
already
I?
like
No, that's a Slipknot song.
the devil in me. my wife is already like yes. H.H. Holmes' house is amazing. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. You know.
It looks out of all of the trailers that they put out for any of them, the most
insane.
bonkers. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, I
It'll
still
probably
need,
scare me.
I still need to play Village. Like, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil Village.
Oh.
I don't think Jen ever beat that one. She got to a certain point, just stopped.
Yeah.
Let's just hang out for like 72 hours, Megan, and play these games.
Sure. Whenever you have whenever you want, pretty
Labor
much.
Day weekend's coming up.
Come and hang out.
Actually, yeah.
I'll be in Ohio.
Oh, you're going to visit Penelope?
I am gonna go see Penelope.
That's sweet.
And Liam.
Liam.
Yep.
No one likes Ohio. Tell them to leave.
But I've heard it is for lovers.
Well,
I think it's about time to wrap up this podcast. Mostly because I want to either go play like Raft or Ultimate Chicken Horse or something for a little bit.
I want to say one thing before we wrap up, though.
Do it.
Internet Cafe Simulator 2.
Ah, okay.
Open up your internet cafe. Hit Vin Diesel with a baseball bat. Have people try to leave without paying you, and then hit them with a baseball bat. Get searched by cops for no reason. I guess you could probably also hit him with a baseball bat. Talk to wife and maybe have child. It's a weird fucking game. Interesting.
Can you run a Bitcoin mining operation out of it?
You sure can.
Sold.
There's a random, I forget what they call him exactly, but he's like a hobo or a drifter or something that shows up and gives you missions. One of which is to beat up a Vin Diesel man with a baseball bat who wears a tank top that says family on it.
Yes.
I just got it today because I saw it on Game Grumps. It looked just weird enough for me to try, and it is worth the $20 price of admission.
$20?
It's buggy and weird.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, I do recall there was a year where the Game Grumps played a game called Chicken in the Darkness or something like that, and it did actually install a Bitcoin mining thing on their computer. So, I mean, you know.
This is through Steam, so
I'm pretty sure they got it through Steam. So
oh no.
Just watch out for that kind of thing, guys.
All right.
Fine.
Fleming had an experience with that when he tried to do something with his camera, you know.
True.
I did not try to acquire illegal software. I don't know what you're talking about.
Never.
I don't think anyone said that at all.
Nobody said that.
I'm saying I didn't do that.
Exactly.
Pirating software, especially not ridiculously expensive software with no perpetual license opportunities.
Yeah.
That
was not at all
not.
I was looking for.
Yeah.
Well,
talk about that later.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. We're gonna get back on track with weekly episodes and doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Screenshot Let's Plays are still happening. Those never stopped. We just stopped doing the podcast for a little while because life. Super Mario RPG is almost done. After that, we'll calm things down with a little bit of coffee talk. Then once coffee talk is done, Chrono Cross. Then after that, I don't know. Whatever. Check out all our social medias on JoyPad Pod. Everywhere. JoyPadPod.com. YouTube is just JoyPad. Not much happening there at the moment, but that's okay. Go look at old stuff. We played some games. We played Diablo. We played Stardew Valley. I think probably more. Ultimate Chicken Horse. What else did we play? Any
games.
We put a little bit of the forest on there, and we slid down turtle shells off
yes,
the giant
that is
mountain.
right. Sons of the Forest. When's that coming out? Did that get
next year now? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Balls.
I think first quarter next year.
Well,
that's all right.
That's all right. We are greatly looking forward to it. Until then, we have Raft to hold us over still. An Ultimate Chicken Horse, as always. Stick Fight, the game.
Oh, God.
One of these days... What?
War Selection.
War Selection.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and one of these days we are going to play Gloomhaven. I did buy it.
Yes.
I think that's it. Anyone else have anything to add?
I'm back on the East Coast, and we're going to do more shit.
That's right.
Woo!
All right, Tom. Take it away.
We're back, baby. Stay joyful. Is
Wow.
it? Do it
Done.
now. Accept your fate. Goodbye.
Fine.
Bye.